don't know how live we are.
Where are we?
We're on YouTube, I think, but I don't see us on YouTube.
I got a notification that we're live.
Interweb.
Did you?
Mhm.
On YouTube?
I did.
On YouTube's.
Yeah.
YouTube's.
Here we go. I see myself.
Why can't I see it?
Well, do better. And the sound works good.
Okay.
So-
Well, I sent you a
I'm
message
gonna
in
go with it.
Discord.
Don't see it.
Can you send that YouTube link to me? So, little backstory, and we might have to repeat this once or twice throughout the stream. We got a post taken down on Facebook of a blurred prodigy. We posted a picture of the Springfield Prodigy. I copied and pasted the definition from Webster's dictionary of prodigy. Like it had like how to enunciate the word. Like,
Sure.
It is a like everything about the word prodigy, just how it was. Copy, paste, and they struck it. And it was blurred. It was censored, completely blurred. Ridiculous.
It's wild.
So if you're watching this on YouTube, which I'm sure you guys all are, because this is our typical meeting place, thank you. We're gonna get that link to everybody on Facebook so they can hop over here.
Fun stuff. Don't you just love social media?
Fucking love it.
So much fun. Thank you, Mark.
Do we have friends? We have people following.
We're on the 2.0 page, right?
No, we're on our main YouTube. And we are still able to post. You are able to post. My personal account was blocked from posting on the Firing Pins page, which is wildly annoying.
That is, yeah.
And that is what our live streaming service goes through, my account, and it won't let me start the live stream. God damn it.
Unfortunate.
I want some jungle drink.
Will that help?
Oh yeah. Helps with all of your problems.
Napping in 5 minutes.
Wait, you're not already?
Okay. Post. See what happens.
What does it smell like?
Exactly how I imagine Jurassic Park to smell.
Can we thumb that? We just copyrighted strike?
Oh, this is orange drink.
Thank you.
Of
Yeah,
course, buddy.
we're on the YouTubes.
We can't touch. Yeah, we're on YouTube because one guy did one thing with a gun that one time on YouTube. We can't go live and
Oh.
Give it a little whiff.
Ah,
It's not Tang.
delightful 2023
Yeah.
blend.
The vintage.
Ah,
happy
that's
Thursdays, my guys.
Nice. This really is like my baseline for the week or whatever. Like,
Like this is my
this
week
just
to week.
sets- Yeah. This is like, okay, it's another Thursday.
I'll get you. Don't worry,
Oh.
Pat.
No worries.
Get up over here. You touched all of theirs vicariously through mine.
Pow, pow, pow.
That is
Wow.
that is cleaning solution.
Wow. I like the purple the best.
Yeah, the orange
Purple
is
definitely the best.
That lady from the Pine Sol commercial screaming, "Smash the power pencil, baby!"
the orange is definitely not my jam, but
That-
it's all right.
That,
Thank
The
you.
orange.
that makes my chest hurt.
Is this why my dad left?
Certainly not why he came back.
That's a good save. I didn't know. I
Oh
was
my
not going to
gosh.
say anything.
Oh, Pat, you're here.
I am here.
Hi,
I know.
buddy.
It's been a while.
I've missed you.
I know. I missed all of you guys. Thank you, everybody that's watching. And yeah, I missed you, homies, as well.
What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
As little as possible. Per my
That's not-
usual.
That's not true. What were you
arrangement.
doing? What was it, 2 weekends ago?
Yeah, a couple
I feel bad.
weekends
I
ago.
told Tyler to make a post, and obviously he didn't.
Well, that's all right. I still have a bunch of pictures that you guys can pillage through. I think April sent a link to the Google Drive.
Yes.
She was doing some banging photography while we were out there. But yeah, we were out at Ridgeline Training Center in Dalton, New Hampshire, competing in the tactical games. Once again, they had a regional competition in New Hampshire. So this one was the teams event. So it was a little bit different than some of the ones that have been at New Hampshire previously. But it was really good to get out and compete again.
So
and
it was a team event.
Yes.
Do they just pair you up with someone random, like, or you just
No, so
compete
you can
individually
compete
still?
as like an individual.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's more like team centric. Like all of the events were kind of
That's cool.
geared toward
Yeah.
like a 2-man competition.
Do they pool the scores then, or is it one of those things where you just like it's 2-man, but everyone gets their own separate?
No, there's different divisions, right?
Okay.
So like the teams compete in their own division against other teams, and
okay,
then
gotcha.
they're the individuals.
Everyone's on their
are
own,
competing.
but they're still in like a unit kind of.
Essentially,
that's
yeah.
neat.
Yeah.
So, for those people that aren't familiar with tactical games, can you give like a brief? What is that?
Yeah, so it's basically like a shooting competition that incorporates various fitness elements to it as well. So there are, for example, sandbag carries and box like jump over elements to it, or like
Crazy cool.
we had
Crucible
to you have
carry.
to climb over stuff. Yeah, we didn't do it. We
Oh, you
didn't
didn't do that
actually
one? That's, like, my
do
favorite
like
one
that.
to-
Yeah, we
I
didn't
like
do the
the Luke in
Zercher
that one where it's like
carry
a-
this time.
Crucible, you got your arms and you like-
What do they call that? They call it a Husafel stone.
Yeah, it's something.
Oh, okay.
It's like
I
the
know.
It's
super,
like
it's like
a-
the Superman
It's like
logo,
shaped
and
like
then
a
you like-
gravestone almost kind of deal.
So good way to hold
Pick
it.
it up. Yeah, we didn't do the Husafel stones this time. They did sandbags. They did yokes. You know what was different that you haven't seen before probably was the ski erg machine. So something like you'd see at like a gym. It's like you have like these cables and you're like pulling. It's kind of like a row, like a rowing machine that you do, but it's standing up instead of
Wow,
on a seat.
a lot of upper body. Then was there a lot of
In certain
endurance,
events.
like cardio ones, or just pretty
So
much?
yeah, there was one that was just a run. Like it was only.
That seems to be a theme with like the actual like the tactical games. Well, I guess with any of them, that's usually a
Even with the I always
Yeah.
tried to, like when we were doing skirmishes and stuff, I always tried to incorporate like some sort of distance. You know, you have to run at least 1.5 miles or 2 miles, something like that. So yeah, but it was pretty good time. Really excited to get out and do that again. I actually have a pistol match at Brooks this Sunday. I've been trying all year, man, to get out and do like one match per month. And just some months it happens and some months it just kind of doesn't.
we're not all
depending on
Kevin Bach.
what's going
No.
Man,
Not
yeah,
at all.
he's always out there. He really schedules that stuff, well, because he prioritizes it a lot more.
This is like my own tactical.
But you did well. You did well.
Yeah,
Glad I
it was
didn't
up and
read that
down.
movie.
You know what I mean? Like I was happy
drive
with
it
most
well.
of definitely like the fitness elements. I was really happy,
Mhm.
but I just never get out and shoot anymore, man.
Sure.
Now that we don't have the range here, it's so hard to get out and shoot like rifle
Yeah,
in particular.
I get that. Yeah.
Because there's only a handful of spots where you can really go outdoors and stuff like that. So it's been difficult.
Speaking.
But whatever.
Oh, we suspended your page of the fire.
Who's we?
Wah, wah.
When? Just now?
Facebook.
Facebook did.
Did they do it just now?
Remove the post from your page.
Well, maybe they're just telling me about because this is from the 13th. You literally did just post like, here's the dictionary definition.
I
of
literally
Is it-
posted the dictionary. Yes.
Probably because you haven't been on. Is that why?
C options. Yeah. You'll hear back from us soon. Great.
Sweet.
That was because he's already
Done. How reviews work? They don't.
Yeah, they don't.
Uh,
So our page is taken down right now, like live.
I can't tell.
Your page has been unpublished.
Mine says your page is suspended.
We're unpublished. Your page has been unpublished. So people we
Oh,
just
yeah.
lost Facebook.
Why you do this?
where we look. So we're still live on YouTube. Though.
We are. I literally posted a picture of a blurred out firearm.
That's pretty wild, man.
Oh, I thought we had fixed this
I thought we did too.
like a month or two ago.
Like two,
like,
2.5,
ugh.
3.
Great.
It took like a month and a
Yeah.
half. Yeah.
It just hurts because we're literally following the rules to the letter.
Yeah, we're
Their
doing
community
it.
Like
Yeah.
brick and mortar
then,
business.
and then they
like,
gave it back to us because they said we were following it.
yeah. It hurts. It hurts my feelings. That's what it does. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Now I gotta that's gonna be my day all day tomorrow is arguing with Meta.
Yeah.
And then-
Robot arguing with AI.
Somebody that hardly speaks English, and not that there's anything wrong with
I
that,
think
but it's just hard to
it's
communicate.
that
And then they get
barrier.
mad at me because they have to say the same thing 3 times, and I don't understand what they're saying. It was on speaker. Like, you heard that entire conversation.
Here, you know what? Calm yourself down.
Just
I'm mad. That's crazy. Our Facebook got taken down while we were live.
That's how quick it happens. That's how they get you.
Life comes at you fast.
So, I guess going back to speaking of the range, we have been making some good progress over the weekend. We an actual great friend of the store and the Second Amendment, Marty Dilcher, local excavator extraordinaire. If you need any excavating, site work, any of that kind of stuff, Marty Dilcher. Call him up, Dilcher Excavating.
DEC, if you see that,
Yeah,
kicking
yeah.
around.
They let us borrow a conveyor belt. So Dad and I, over the weekend, up till like Tuesday, I think, we've been shoveling. We put 11 tons of rubber. So there's 16 tons of rubber total on the range. We put like 4 or 5 tons up using our tractor. We got this little 23.5 horsepower Ford out there. But that only gets you so far. Like, it wouldn't drive up onto the pile of rubber. And so we had to get something to get it up because it got to go up like 14 feet high on the back there. So yeah, let us borrow that conveyor, and bag by bag, they come in these giant white sacks that are like 4x4 by 6 maybe, and bring it over the conveyor belt, slice it open, and then I would just take a shovel and I would have it like right next to the conveyor belt, and it was low enough where I could just like have it kind of tipping towards the conveyor, and for a good like, I don't know, half the bag, I could just like shovel off the top and it would just kind of like fall on the conveyor, but then it would get too low where you couldn't do that anymore. So then I have to like back it up, split the bag open all the way, spill all the rubber everywhere, and then just shovel by shovel. 11 tons. So that was fun. But all the rubber is now on the backstop.
Looks great.
So that's good.
Sweet.
Looks hot.
We've got all of the baffles up that are in the ceiling that protect the ceiling, keep all the rounds in the range. We've got to we call it the safety ceiling. So think of like in an office building, the like suspended ceiling with the tiles like above your head. So we've got to put that in, which that's also AR-500 steel. So that goes in from past the shooter's line all the way back to like the airlock, basically. So anywhere, like once you are in the range, like there's concrete or steel in any direction. So like nothing can leave that range. So we've got to put the safety ceiling in. We were working on the layouts for the airlock and stuff. And I think we're going to frame those out of like metal studs, EQ stud, industry term.
Oh, we're
I think we're going to use that stuff, which like we've never used before. So like for probably like 45 minutes, my dad and I were back here, like sitting just right here on my laptop, like watching YouTube videos of like, like here's some tips on how to do this. This is Norm Macdonald. Like
you hit pause, run out, do it, come back, unpause.
all right, it can't be that hard. So that'll be fun. We were pricing some bulletproof glass for the range officer. It's gonna be like a little phone booth for the range officer to stand in, keep watch on the range.
So cool.
In a nice little secure
Super
spot.
exciting.
Yeah, we're getting there slowly but steadily. I know it looks like there hasn't been much progress, but it's all those just like little details
Yeah,
that take up so much time.
We notice it. You wouldn't
Yeah.
notice it by driving by.
So, yeah, we're doing our best. We've still got our membership sale. You can see there over between Tyler and Pat. We've got a discount going on. If you buy a year membership, you can get it at a good yearly discounted rate, which is something we're only going to be doing during this Kickstarter or crowdfund, I should say. And it won't, like, your time doesn't start until the range actually opens. So you can like lock in a good price today.
Yeah, so don't think that you're just paying for it and losing out. It's
Right.
It will carry over.
And like, do you want to talk about some of the member like benefits people are going to get? We should bring that poster out here.
Yeah, we should.
Print another
We
one
should.
out.
Well, what we should do is get a rendering to actually show, or just basically, if you don't already know,
Could I make it in Minecraft?
I think we have to say Terraria now.
Presumably.
Roblox?
That's
I don't even
safe.
know.
That's safe.
Yeah.
If you don't know, by seeing it from the road, but the height obviously has changed, which means we have the ability to do a second floor, which we are doing a second floor. So if you are not already aware, there will be a second floor, and that will not just be retail space. Won't be a whole lot of retail space. It'll be more for you as the customer, as a member, as someone who wants to support us. We're trying to support you back. So think of it as going to an upscale gym or a club or really anything that requires you to pay a monthly fee. You're going to get some kickbacks with it. So that second floor will be for you to either come in, kind of treat it like a computer cafe or electronic cafe, hang out.
Come work from home.
Yeah,
at
come
the shop.
visit,
Oh,
hang
that'd be
out,
so cool.
have some meetings, bring some friends, whatever you want. We are planning on hopefully doing it still. We're still needing people, viewers like you, to support us to do a cigar lounge and stuff like that, because there's nothing like having something good happen to you and taking that sexual frustration out with.
Oh,
Shoots it on something, but-
Is that what it is?
That's
No one told me that. That's now I'm into cigars. No.
classrooms will be up there,
Sure
so
is.
there will be a lot of cool events. Like Brandon and I, for way back in the day, my wife was an elf for Gander Mountain. That's how she got her job at Gander Mountain, and we're hoping Santa Claus maybe will be able to touch down and do stuff like you see Breakfast of Santa. Maybe
Mhm.
a jolly old rabbit will show up too for Easter. stuff
Cigars with Santa.
Cigars with Santa. What is that?
Santa gets a little naughty.
little CNS. Yeah. So second floor will be accessible to members. That's not for anyone. That is members, which means you are special to us by being special to the shop. So you will have your own little special way to get upstairs and hang out and kind of look down on maybe the plebs that don't quite know what's going on.
I love
below.
it.
So
Just sitting up there, just
Yeah. the world's your oyster. You just got
You have to bring your own monocle.
Yes.
But-
Monocles are not included. That will be in quarter 4 and hopefully 2025 coming down
It's
the road.
the investor
But,
dividend. Just one monocle.
yeah, I'm excited. We're excited. We're antsy. Super, super antsy. So
Yeah, it's been nice to sort of get this space
yeah,
usable.
I like how you look
and,
around
like,
in the dark.
I
The
can't see
darkness.
anything. We're in what is going to be our back room, our warehouse space, if you will, our gunsmith area, like just a catch-all for everything else. you
Yeah,
know.
this is our warehouse. So you might not be able to come back here unless you did when we were having our little garage sale that we had to cut short, unfortunately. But if you haven't seen it, you certainly can. If you want to come out and just get a quick tour, we'd love to show you around. And we're excited to show it off because, I mean, we really can't do it without you. So there will be a $5 surcharge for the tour and
cash only,
yeah,
cover
cash
charge.
only.
Speaking of can't do it without, Beyond Driven.
Yeah,
Couldn't
we
do it
can't.
without them.
I
Mainstay.
certainly would not be able to
Pat,
do
sponsors
anything
of the stream.
Not only are they
without
sponsors,
them.
but Pat wants to show you that they're sponsors because he chose his tank top.
Hey, you know
Get it
what?
rocking.
Like,
It was actually
you
a
got
long,
it.
it was a long sleeve. He flexed so much they.
I always tell April, you don't buy a Ferrari so you can keep it parked in the
It's
garage.
true. Yeah, you
You know what
can.
I'm saying? Like, so you don't go to the gym so you can keep your body all covered
I
up
always knew you were a
Sure.
trophy
and
husband.
whatnot. 100%. So yeah, you guys can't
Oh my
see
gosh.
behind the table here, but yeah, sun's out, guns out, skies out, thighs out. I got it, got it all working over here. Thanks to our friends over there on Main Street in Leroy, New York. They have you guys covered as far as your 24/7 access.
Mhm.
They have multiple different forms of classes and stuff like that. Everything from cross training to spin fit classes to beyond boxing with Louis. And you guys should
He's still doing
check
those? That's
them out.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Louis is he's a very busy man.
Yeah, he is. I feel like I see him online. It's just a different cool thing. They're like, oh shit, he does that.
I don't know anybody
Yeah.
that does
I
as
see
many
he's like
cool things
Hanging
as that
drywall and
guy.
doing the rodeo.
It's-
Like,
it's almost like
riding
he's doing it on purpose
bulls
to see
and
if we're actually
shit,
paying
like,
attention. Yeah,
yeah.
it's insane.
No, he's always doing.
is he in like the Wyoming County, like horse
Horse-
patrol or
yeah,
whatever?
it's-
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
auxiliary or whatever.
he
and,
works
like,
for the
does, like,
sheriff's
movements and
office.
stuff.
The
Yeah.
He
Dos
works for the
Equis
sheriff's
guys might be
office,
for,
yeah.
like
He's,
Midwest, but he's for our East Coast. He is the most fascinating man.
Everything he does, man, we actually should bring him on here because everything
Yeah,
he
he's
does, he
really
does it to
awesome.
like the maximum extent allowable by the law. I
Louis,
think
yeah. Louis, we know you're watching. If you want to come on,
should come and hang out with us and
from drywalling,
teach
to
us how to be cool.
horseback riding to bull riding to
You know, speaking of drywall stuff, do you think an API bag would work good? to
Drywall
like,
dust?
hold your like tools and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
You can
Well,
put
it'll keep
anything you
them
want.
in a nice micro environment.
Anything
As
like
long as you,
metal,
but
yeah.
you got to seal them
Yeah. Speaking of API, we thank you too being
for
the great
long
sponsor
term
you are.
or short term.
Who was our sponsor first? Was it Next or Beyond Driven or
I think
API?
API was
It was
was
pretty-
the first. I'm
It
pretty
was
sure.
pretty neck and neck.
Yeah, it was pretty close because it
I'm-
happened almost like
You think API was first?
It was pretty.
Yeah.
I would have to go back and look,
Okay.
but
for my time, so I can't.
I'm
That's
pretty
okay, we'll do
confident.
tomorrow. Dig through the records.
Don't worry.
Thank
Bridge
God he'll be doing something.
Bridge has joined the conversation for meta support.
Who?
Bridge,
Like Bridget?
like BRIDGE.
London Bridge?
Bridgie.
That's not a person's name.
Golden Gate?
That's not a real. Nobody named their child Bridge.
Well, this person did.
Well, and we're live, so they can.
I mean, I'm gonna send them the link to this. Listen to us talk shit.
Did you see a little meme that got shared around? It was like, don't name your kids Paris and London when they act like Caledonia and Albion. Just like
It was
like-
Batavia and Elmira. I
Yeah,
shared
that's what it
that.
was,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't mean to.
No,
You
that
know.
town.
No, no,
sucks.
no,
It's
you're
okay.
all-
That's an
Oh,
absolute
it's
hilarious.
cesspool. Inter fucking mingled families.
I'm allowed to say that because I'm a Batavia guy, but actually it was Justin Cogswell, our friend from
Was it?
Operation
Okay.
Build Up.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you like
Nice.
the first like series of questions that always hit my family when we first moved here was like, oh, who do you know? Oh, who are you related to? I did not know there was a breakdown. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that
you
the
have
world-
to. Are you
It's-
kidding me? You have to like.
Yeah. Well, you don't know who we are,
There's beefs. You
It's all,
gotta know about.
it's all about who you know and who you blow around here.
and there's a lot of.
So, Josiah, I see you got some various news
I
articles
do.
sitting
I
in
have
front of you.
Los
Do you want
Papeles.
to chat
Yeah,
about
man.
some of
What
them?
you got? So you got the Tor X in front of you. I don't know if we want to talk about that first. I'm excited about it. I know you're excited about it.
I'm pretty stoked about it, honestly. Anything to enhance your dry fire practice. So the Tor X.
By Steiner. So if you guys don't already know, Mantis, which is probably the leader, if not the only company out there that has technology for you to do dry fire practice. Practicing handgun, long gun, anything is a must. Sometimes people don't have time to go to the range every day, but if you have time to wake up and brush your teeth and wipe your butt, you got time to do a little bit of dry firing in your house. What Mantis does is they have a little tool that goes onto your firearm, whether it be a long gun or a handgun, and it will, I guess, the geometry of, I don't know the correct pronunciation of it, but you attach it to your firearm, and when you dry fire, there is vibrations, and you naturally may move with everything. And with that, you obviously can see that you might do that, but you might not know why you do it or how you can correct it and stuff like that. And what Mantis does is it allows you to correct it. It gives you some daily challenges. It gives you maybe some draw practice. So if you want to come in and out of your holster, maybe not in your holster, but come out, draw, look at target, come, be able to get sights on and press that trigger and effectively either stop your target or get a round down range that is going to not cause harm to anyone else but to that specific threat. Mantis is the way for that. And Steiner, who has been around for quite a long time, making some incredible optics, incredible lasers, incredible optics with lasers, whether it be for military or civilian use all around. They teamed up with Mantis to make the Tor X, which the Tor has been out for a little bit now. It is a laser that either can go on a long gun or a handgun. So obviously you want to be able to maybe show someone what you're pointing at, not necessarily use that as an aid, which some people do. But the Mantis will team up with that. So now you can not only maybe have your laser on and physically see what you're doing when you're pulling that trigger, but the Mantis will then pair to your phone, iPad, or tablet and tell you exactly what you did wrong and how you can correct it and give you those daily challenges, which I'm excited about because that is a fully universal unit rather than having to maybe get the Mantis, which then can attach to a magazine or your rail, which the Tor is nice because a lot of companies have a holster option for it. So now you can do that. And when you're done, you have a laser. And now you don't have to worry about pulling that thing off. You can still use it for daily use.
Yeah, like
which
that.
is nice.
That is a self-defense tool
Yeah, on top
with
of
a
it,
training
yeah,
tool
with a
built
training
into
tool
it. Yeah,
built
yeah,
into it.
or a training tool with the
Yeah.
built-in weight. That's super cool.
And it's with Mantis, there's the X3, the X8, and the X10. The X8 is archery only, the 10 does long gun and handgun, and the 3 is handgun only. With the Mantis X, it is the 10 with a slight bridge on the 8. So you could do archery if you really wanted to, but
Interesting.
that is excellent for handgun, long gun, including rifle and shotgun, which is super, super cool.
Pat, how much does that run?
$299.99.
That's not bad for a good, like just a good quality self-defense laser. Like, could you get a cheaper one? Of course, but like something that you're going to seriously use to defend your life. Like, I don't think any of us are real huge proponents of lasers. If you want that, I'm not going to like tell you that you can't do it or that you shouldn't. Like, if you can articulate a solid reason why you want that, like, sure, go for it. Like, if you're going to train with it, if it helps you, like, sure, I get it. Or like you even mentioned, like for maybe identifying things or
Which that's like small unit tactics, which is not something that everyone is going to be doing.
Yeah.
If anyone, hopefully, will ever be doing. But that is just something to identify. Which, if you see the laser, that means everyone else has seen it, and that's kind of
Sure.
a whole other bag of tricks in its own.
what's a Mantis, like an X10 run?
I want to say they're like 350.
150?
Yeah, 325, 350.
So,
So
like-
for a little bit less, you're getting. I don't want to say a little bit more because maybe not everyone wants a laser, but you have that option.
Mhm.
I would say for the training value of having a visual laser alone, because one of the things that I used to do with the Mantis X10 system is I would incorporate like a pink rhino visible laser in the chamber as well, so that every time I press the trigger, because excuse me, what ends up happening a lot of times with a Mantis is if you are using the application and let's say that you're working on you mentioned the draw specifically. So I like the Mantis 4 draw training because it breaks everything down from a standpoint of when did my hand connect to the pistol, when was the pistol actually level, when were the sights stopped at the full presentation, and then when did I press the trigger. And then I have the accelerometer that you were indicating earlier, where I can actually see a trace on the app of like, this is what your pistol was actually doing as you were presenting the gun. So this is the line it took from the holster out to full presentation. And then this was the movement of the pistol when you actually press the trigger. So you can see a visual representation of pre-travel on the trigger and then actually breaking the trigger, and how did that influence the sight picture. Because if you guys have done enough dry fire, then you probably done it wrong at some point in time, to the point where you're chasing a time as opposed to actually identifying like, hey, this was an appropriate level of sight confirmation given my skill level, given the distance to the target, and given the amount of the target that's actually available. Because if looking for a stimulus of like, hey, I want to beat this time standard.
Yeah. When I'm dry firing, like all my hits are fucking dead center.
Dude,
Perfect
when
10,
you don't have to
like,
actually be
yeah.
accountable to anything, right?
Nailed it.
It's amazing how many shots that you call hits on.
Mhm.
And then when you actually go to the range, then it's time to actually figure out if what you've been doing in dry fire is actually getting you closer to meeting whatever your goal is, right? So I always say that, or I used to think that practice makes perfect. And now I always say that practice makes permanent, and that perfect practice makes perfect, right? Because just like with your golf swing or with anything else, if I'm practicing the wrong thing over and over and over and over again, I can get really fucking good at doing the wrong thing.
Sure.
Wanted to make so many jokes.
Bro, you've been married for 15 minutes. I was at your wedding. And I was like, oh, these guys are adorable. Because me and April, you probably know, we just celebrated our 19th wedding anniversary a couple of days ago.
Happy anniversary.
So yeah, thanks. So
Get a room.
It's almost as old as me.
I know, right? No, but that's so like, yeah, talking about doing things
I'm on
wrong
3 months.
over and over and over again, right? Like for sure, when I was young, I would, very strongly relate to that.
I'm on 3 months, but I'm catching up.
Yeah, you're right. You're on my coattails, buddy. Good job.
Fun stuff.
So yeah, Steiner, if you haven't already, take a look at it.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Come grab it from us. And
yeah, we
Oh,
have
and-
these. We have
and
one at
it's
least.
We have ass.
I think I alluded to it, but just to reiterate, it is universal, which means it will fit on
a Glock rail,
any
any Picatinny,
railed handgun. So it
And
has to be a railed
any
handgun.
1913 long gun, or
Yep, anything that has a pick
anything
on
that
it.
has a 1913 Picatinny.
Which honestly, lasers on guns they have a purpose. They may not be perfect, but they do look cool. So,
I mean, I'm not going to say that they're not useful. I'm going to say that they have limitations like everything else.
I'm sure Steiner's watching.
And training is
They definitely-
which we
training
know
is
you are.
paramount
Be
with
a
it- with whatever
sponsor.
tool
We'd
you have.
appreciate it.
I would love to see an IR version. I think that'd be super cool.
I'm sure,
Yeah.
I'm sure for
I bet
us
for a
as
price,
civilians,
they-
I'm sure it exists.
That'd be cool.
it's
Yeah, 'cause
possible.
there's not too many IR handgun lasers. That's
Yeah.
like the one scenario I see
Low light makes
a handgun laser being like useful.
Yeah.
Doesn't
under
Surefire make something in their vampire line that's got like an
Yeah, but
X300U
that's more of a
vampire
flood,
with
though.
like
that's
an
not a
Yeah.
laser. That's like it's an IR blast.
yeah, right. Okay.
Oh, and with Mantis, it is an app that is free,
Yes.
so you don't have to.
and the
pay,
app is
you don't-
cool.
You don't have to pay for it. It is the
Yeah.
Apple Play Store, and or did I say that? Apple Store and Google Play Store.
The App Store or the Google
Yeah.
Play Store.
So you can do it on.
Can
Any-
you? Could you leave it? Do you have to like open the app for it to like track your session,
Yeah, you do.
or could
Yeah,
you like?
100%.
It'd
Yeah,
be
you have
cool if
to
it was in
open
like a
it-
standby mode. So like, you just use it for like self defense, and you're like,
And it
wow, that
tracks-
was really good.
New
Like,
record. Well, they do.
the split times on that were great.
I don't know if you've used it. I've used it. It will send you like daily challenges. And
Yeah.
you can be friends with other people that do it, and you can have like competitions with yourself. So I'm not saying you're gonna go out and
Should get that notification.
Flash. it's 2 a.m. What does he do? They'll also send you patches, which is kind of cool. If you complete challenges,
fun.
they'll send you patches.
That's cool.
But they send you patches in succession. So like I got the Blackbeard, and for the rifle, it has like the stock and then the midsection and the barrel, and you put it together, and it's like
Oh, that's cool.
one patch.
So it incentivizes you.
Yeah,
keep doing
to
them.
keep going. Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Hi,
Me
Klein. You're still here. So the other day I was thinking, like, Wilson Combat, they make cool 1911s, but like, have they ever made a rifle?
Glad you asked. Let me lift my thumb.
Don't they make like a whole line of ARs
So, but
that are
the
kind of
thing is-
silly?
Yeah, but like a
So-
rifle.
They,
Oh,
they
okay.
don't. They don't still because they bought the company.
Nublar?
Yeah,
the
Nublar?
Nublar?
Isla Nublar. Yeah, I'll drink to that. Wilson Combat. Masad Ayub will tell you the 1911 is and always will be the greatest self-defense and any kind of tool on the market, being the best of the best. I am sure there are people out there that will argue him. He finally realized that rifles exist, not just the AR platform, because they have been doing AR platforms for a little bit, and they purchased a company that makes a Remington 700 platform rifle that's super lightweight, super hot, and I guess kind of brings them to the 21st century a little bit. Offered in short action and mini action. Not a whole lot, I would say, is like wow to me because it's got 416R stainless steel, which is your standard 4R that a Remington 700 has. It has, I think, a 2-lug bolt.
Mini. So like, what's a mini action
I'm glad-
caliber?
I'm
Because like,
glad-
there,
glad
you know,
you
back in
asked.
my day, they were short and long. Okay, and that's all you needed.
222.
Okay.
222
There were
is mini
two.
action.
There were two choices. It was a binary choice.
And a non, but
This or that.
why?
What's mini action? How short is that?
About 2 tree.
So Depending on the caliber, it would be classified as a mini,
Like what?
A short.
What caliber?
a
Name a
mag,
mini.
a mag
Name a mini.
action as well. Mini
Nice
action would
speaking.
be your 5.56 300
That's-
blackout 760 by 39.
Short action.
That's mini action.
Short.
That's mini action.
Short. And then so you have like fake calibers like 5.56, real calibers
Like
like
240.
30-06.
That's long action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get it. Yeah. They just complicate things.
I don't know what's going on
These
here.
kids these days.
I feel like there's an argument in his head only, and I'm just watching it happen.
Me and my dad, nothing new here. We had a little not argument. We were like going at it today, and like I was like, no, like X equals Y, and my dad is over here like, well, Y equals X, and we're like, yeah, like, we're just like the fucking who used to make the motorcycles.
Oh, the
in Tuttles,
Orange,
the Tuttles,
Orange
yeah.
City.
It was like
Orange
me and him,
County
like, I'm like
choppers.
throwing the chair.
Yeah,
I was like,
We did.
X equals Y. Like, oh, we were like, we're saying the same thing. Like, why are we yelling? We're saying the exact same thing.
It's in a
Like,
different
yes,
way.
yeah. Like, fuck.
Let's hug and make up. God damn.
No.
Gosh, yeah, that's true. That's gay. Don't do
We
that.
don't do that. We don't do that. So Wilson Combat making a bolt action
Yeah, the
weighs
jump.
what, like 5.6 pounds? Kind of cool.
Yeah,
The mini one weighs like 4 pounds, 12 ounces or
That's
something like
crazy.
this. One of the things that I had a question about, and from the pictures that are there, it's not really clear, but I was wondering if they had like a full length claw extractor or if they had like,
I guess along those lines, did it say what improvements they made? Because it did say they made improvements from the Nula, like whatever. I had never heard of that company that made. There's a lot of small, like
new
niche companies like
ultralight
that
arms or
that
whatever.
just make
yeah.
crazy guns. That like where's their market for those? Like who's buying those? Never seen one in the field. It's crazy. I don't know if it said what improvements they actually made.
No, it seems
they
kind of,
went from a 5.56 300 blackout to just making it into a 308 and 6.5 Creedmoor. So the improvements were they just were able to rechamber it and make it so
well, they're on the
pressures
other
would be
page, the mini one they're doing in 223 wild chambering.
which is cool. And if you love the Wilson Combat 300 hammer instead of getting a 300 blackout, you can do that. 350 Legend. Yeah, I would say all of your standard calibers that are out there now that aren't like super wild, besides 223, and the 300 hammer, which is a Wilson Combat caliber. They feel obligated to do it.
Before the show, I shit on them a little bit for the price because they're what, $3,000? They start at $3,000.
$29.95. Yeah,
But I mean, if you think about it, a Wilson Combat 1911 is $3,000, and that's like this big. And then a rifle is
you are getting
least
more.
twice
You're
that
getting
size.
more for the money. Yeah.
yeah, and it's
If-
the same price. So,
If ounces
you know,
were pounds, yeah, we'd all be a little.
I don't know. I just feel like there's so many companies out there that are doing something. I don't want
Yeah.
to say the same.
Kimber would be the one that comes to mind. Like if you're gonna buy an ultralight,
Milled. It's a milled receiver.
Christensen
From-
Arms makes
yeah,
4140
ultralight.
bar
Like,
stock.
if you're gonna spend $3,000 anyway, I don't know. You could almost like build a gun yourself on like a
yeah,
like
I would do a chassis. Like if I'm spending that amount of money, I would do like a chassis type of gun.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it comes with a Timney trigger. It's a one-piece bolt and a one-piece receiver, so it's milled, which is nice. Metal floor plate. They'll
Is it like a
composite
McMillan
carbon
stock?
fiber. It's a carbon fiber stock with a with a 1-inch Pacmar accelerator recoil pad. Pacmar jumped in on
you,
it.
charcoal gray Canyon. Is it Canyon Rouge?
Canyon Rouge, Rogue,
Canyon Rogue.
Kodiak Rogue.
Kodiak Rogue. You a Canyon Rouge?
I would say so.
decidedly
This
not.
color looks fantastic.
They are guaranteeing one MOA groups with specified new factory loaded ammunition. Specified meaning probably
like one load.
Yeah.
If
Hornet
you
A,
use this,
Yes.
AMAX. Yeah.
it's got it. Yeah, it has to
To
be
use
Black,
Black
Hills.
Hills,
only.
Ain't
yeah.
doing that with Remington core locked. Tell you that.
I don't know. I mean, I think the market is so saturated with stuff that already exists, and people are just thinking that they can make the exact same thing that someone else is doing because of their name.
Yeah.
I don't respect that because
Innovate.
It's yeah,
Like do something
you're-
different.
Just
Yeah.
because you have that name and other people, I mean, it is a tried and true design being a Remington 700 action, but
Like across the country,
Oh, it's just a Remington 700. Like
uh-huh,
design.
you
Yeah.
know,
Across the country, like how many $3,000 bolt action hunting style rifles
thousands.
are sold?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like how many like
how many are
manufacturers are out there.
sold? $3,000.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
how many
that's
could their
true.
pot like
Yeah.
how many like if, for a good year for them, like what are they expecting to sell? Like 100? 500?
I would
It's
I
like,
would say a great year would be 250 rifles.
that just seems crazy to me that they're like that they care or that they take the time.
Yeah,
You know what I
I-
mean? Like
I'm sure they did that with the intent. Like this is just one rollout, which is their 20S.
mhm.
I'm sure coming in the new quarters, their rollouts are going to change from going to a hunting traditional style to your maybe tactical meets long range
Mhm.
comes into your I don't know. I guess it's more of like an eye catch than anything. I guess for this and the weight and the price point, they're maybe trying to compete with Christensen Arms and Kimber, but for
Yeah.
a $1,500 price point, you can get a Christensen Arms or a Kimber, which I would never tell you to buy a Christensen Arms. Don't do that. Get a Kimber. But
For under $1,000, you can get a Bergara.
yeah, and for
Sure.
And we're
Yeah.
not even talking about for under $700, you can get a Ruger American.
yeah,
Right.
or like a Howa, which is also a chassis
Right.
system gun where you
Right.
can buy a bunch of. There's stuff out there.
Are those
Every-
extra 2 pounds really gonna kill you?
I think
Well, like what's a Ruger American weigh? It can't weigh.
Oh man,
Doesn't
probably-
weigh 8 pounds.
yeah,
I don't-
6.5.
I'm not a
I'd say.
Ruger fan by any stretch of the imagination, and I think if you go back and watch previous live streams, those
5.5 pounds.
it'll
So,
bear that out. But like those guns are plenty accurate for production rifles.
Yeah.
And they're like $600 or $700. So like I don't know why I like if somebody came in here and they were like, hey, I want to spend $3,000 on this rifle. I don't know why I wouldn't be like, what if?
but wow.
I would be excited with that.
Is
price
Aero
point.
Precision still making bolt guns
Yeah,
too?
the Solus. I would be excited if someone came in looking for that price point because that means we can get you completely set up with a good optic, a great firearm.
Mhm.
That's what I'm
all
saying.
the
If you got
accoutrement with it,
$3,000,
ammunition,
A couple hundred rounds of good ammo.
You've got
Yeah.
yourself set up to go on a hunt today.
if you got $3,000 to spend on a rifle anyway, why don't we like spend $4,000 and we'll get you all of the stuff that you're talking about with a sling and you know what I mean?
I love it.
Masad, we know you're watching. We know you're not going to give us a sponsorship after that, but we do appreciate you giving us something that already exists. Thank you.
What else you got, Joe?
Check us out on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yes,
please.
That's where we can post the good stuff.
That is, yeah, for her. Couldn't we do
We're
a
on Reddit now too.
Spaces
posting on Reddit.
thing?
Are you really? Our one posted pretty good.
I'm just so salty. I'm sorry I've been
I
so
like
quiet.
that.
I'm just
You're
dealing
just sitting
with
over there, just sulking.
fucking talking to
Just-
Bridge from Meta.
Hey, Bridge.
Getting mad on the internet at the internet.
Oh, but don't worry. An automated message said that a specialist has upgraded our case.
Hmm.
Our specialized team continues to work on your issue. We will contact
Fun.
you.
That
Fuck
sounds
off.
that sounds promising.
God, I want to do things to you, Meta.
All right.
I can't
Keep
say
going.
live on YouTube.
Keep going.
I will not.
I read
make
your blog.
threats.
I'll see it.
Yeah, you'll see it.
So Josiah, what do you got over there?
I
What are you
like this
thinking?
next one. Sometimes guns are just fun. And
Yeah.
that's what
So
this is.
No,
This is
guns
what
should-
Wilson Combat should
Guns
have
should be practical, not fun.
I don't know.
It's been a really long time since I made any such comment. I feel attacked by that.
To quote.
Yeah, I feel like that was a distinct attack on me.
Oh, I lost track. Everyone, I'm sure, probably started off on something lightweight, maybe simple, like a rimfire, whether it be 22 or whatnot when it came down to it. Keystone Armory or Keystone Arms. Keystone Armory is their sister company, which is just a gun shop. Keystone Arms is the actual company that makes your 22. So your crickets, if you're familiar with like the Savage Cub, or there's the Rascals out there, there is that simple single shot 22. Keystone Arms has had some fun over the years with doing clones but like you didn't add water to it, so it didn't fully get to a life size. So they made like a little mini Mosin looking single shot 22 or your little mini Accuracy International 22s. They have announced that they are doing the 1903, which is neat because that means they're probably going to try doing every not major long gun maybe from the World Wars, but at least try to make it like a little cool collectible type deal. So single shot 22 1903, like Brandon said, sometimes it just can be for fun.
Is it going to be really tiny though?
Yeah, it is going to be super tiny.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Have you
ever,
seen the Mosin
ever
Nagant
seeing
one?
the little Mosins?
Yeah, I was
They-
when I saw
But
that.
they look. I mean, it looks like they did a nice job with it.
I'm not. Yeah, all of their rifles that I've seen
Like,
up
it's got
until
aperture
now,
sights,
I
right?
Yep.
I have thought
Yeah,
were
it's-
pretty.
so it's the 03.
pretty cool.
For those of you who are on your keyboard being a warrior right now, it is an 03A3, so
Nice.
it will have the aperture sights, not the which I guess you would consider a ghost ring sight, or it is the rearmost sight closest to your eye box, as opposed to being a leaf sight, which would be lifted up. So it is the 03A3. I personally think they are doing this so all the dads who get their little kiddos something really cool can also have something
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It is threaded, so in a free state, you could slap a can on it and just probably make the coolest little varmint dispatching gun out there.
Like it's so perfect for kids.
Yeah,
Like
It is.
to have like just a warlock on that
Mhm.
thing. It's
3.6 pounds.
I like how it's got the stacking swivel
Yep,
on it too.
which is so cool.
We gotta
So
get 3 of them
you
and
could
just
get
stack them.
no band. Oh, it has a bayonet look to it as well. That's so funny.
I want one for Mallory.
Yeah, it's so cute. 3.6 pounds, sight radius 18 inches, so it's probably going to be 26 inches overall, if I were to guess for the length, just to keep it federally good to go.
What was the last one they did?
What are those running?
Most of the gun, 450 MSRP, so you're probably going to be seeing it in the 350 to
Yeah.
$400 range.
That's awesome.
When
That's
do they
fun.
come out?
They are saying that these, I think they might already be out.
Okay,
I'm not seeing anything, and they come in 22 Magnum as well.
they come in.
That's cool.
That's actually pretty
That's
cool.
super
Son
neat.
of a.
For all those
There's my new
chucks.
varmint gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy one.
Yeah, little mini replica, they're calling it.
That's pretty neat.
So yeah, go get yours today, guys.
Mark Zuckerberg, I know you're watching. Hope you step on a Lego. Every day
They're
you
already on
wake up,
Lipsies.
there's a Lego.
I mean, they're allocated, but they
Yeah,
have
I
a
was
stake
yeah,
for
I
it.
was gonna say, can we buy one
Yeah,
off them?
400 bucks, guys. Get yours today.
We're gonna get.
Fine.
425.
You need 3 of them to
Yeah,
stack
just
them.
to stack it.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get 3 of these.
And then we'll have it stacked like in a.
Just like on the counter.
I want to know if you can throw an actual 1903 bayonet
Oh,
on it and just the kids like practice your stabbing.
you'd have to get an adapter though. It says it's threaded 3/8 by 24. That's
Oh.
a typo.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's half by 28. Like
that's-
everything
yeah.
else is.
3/8 by 20. I don't.
That's
Is that a
small.
left-handed thread? That doesn't even make any sense.
Isn't that usually 13? Is it 13.5 or whatever weird fucking?
I bet JK Armory has an adapter.
Yeah.
They have
That's so
attachments for
cute.
everything. And their cans are cool because they're modular, so you could make it really tiny.
I usually
So if it can't take a regular bayonet, we have to like
Little tiny can.
Yeah.
Make our own.
we have to make
We have
knives.
to ask
yeah.
our boy.
we'll ask K-Bar to make a special.
Ask Spangler Forge if they can just
I-
scale
I-
one down.
Not trying to insult Spangler because I love his work. I don't know if he can do bayonet. No.
overall. So it's
It's yeah, that seems like
That's gotta
so
be really
special.
small.
Yeah,
3/8,
you're
yeah.
you're absolutely correct. That would be the
3/8 by 24.
that would be the challenge.
It's weird.
type that into the Google.
Great content. Just
That's
Ryan
weird.
making Star Wars noises into it.
I love it. It's my I would
So
I
that's
would
an
watch it
adapter
every day.
right there.
What about every night?
Master, of course.
Like Master Car, of course.
It's a day
That's-
daytime.
We just need
viewing.
a 3/8
That's Pat's
to
time.
get stuck in there for hours. Boom, there it is. Oh, so the name is the M&P 22s.
Okay, so that makes
That
sense.
little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they make an adapter. adapter.
So your gem tech that you already have, slap it on there.
That's
I mean,
cool as
sorry,
shit.
gem tech thing. No, that's
Fun stuff.
I'd say so. No questions.
Nope. Very small audience because we had to switch platforms.
It's okay.
It'll be.
We know
on
who the real ones are for
Spotify.
actually watching.
Jeremiah said, Pat, you sold him his Ruger American.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are absolutely fantastic rifles for the money. I mean, if you're, you're not looking to spend a whole lot of money, but you want a really nice rifle.
What should our return post be? We get our page restored. Last time it was the girl from the Poltergeist saying they're back. Any ideas?
I don't have anything off the top of my. You kind of put me on the spot there, buddy. I don't really know, but I'll think about it. Get back to you. Maybe somebody in the chat has something good.
Steven.
I
Zipping
like
toes.
that.
Josiah,
Alright.
what else is in the news?
Russia came out with a anti-drone device. So
For your rifle, for an
the
AK, right?
So it started off
Really?
as your buddy's HS10. They made a. If you've ever seen the new taser, kind of looks like the Maglite, where it's like perpendicular to your body. They made a 12 gauge, like, oh my god, kind of a thing for the drones, and then they started making adapters for the grenade launchers, and now they have an adapter just that go onto any rifle, and it shoots. Basically, the blank propels the sabot, which then holds into the buckshot. So,
Neat.
guys, I don't know if you know this, but drone warfare is real, and
Very.
we are.
It's horrifying.
This is our new hell. We were not. I'm surprised. Honestly, I'm not surprised, but I am surprised that if you don't own stock in DJI, you should. Like probably last year,
Have you ever been to like the Lilac Fest and
seen it drone
just seen? Yeah, just
Yeah.
like
all the time.
just really high up in the air,
Yeah.
like you didn't hear it, didn't you?
Yep.
Just happened to
Yep,
look.
you just see
oh,
the blinky
shit,
green
drone.
light. Well, yeah, that's what these guys are not seeing.
Like, yeah,
until you
like,
fucking
That's
go
all it
up.
would
Yeah,
take. And it's so scary.
That's it. $200 drones are completely dominating the battlefield right now.
The state police, and I'm sure a ton of other agencies, New York State police, I should say, they have, I saw it at the state fair last year, they have drones that they actually have a tether that goes down so they can stay up indefinitely. It's a power cord.
Oh
So
my
like
God.
they can send that drone up 100,
So
200.
it just becomes
300 or
a-
400 feet. It's
becomes
almost-
a 360 camera.
It's almost like
that's
a
now-
weather balloon
yeah,
back in the
that's
day,
just
or like the
permanent.
hot air balloons,
Holy
right?
shit.
Yeah. So it can just stay up there. And yeah, they were just doing like general overhead surveillance of the whole state fair with
Wow.
a few of these things. Crazy. Crazy.
Paying for that electric.
Wouldn't want one of those to pop.
You know. Jeremiah says they are re-releasing the Ithaca Model 37. They've done that a few times, haven't they now?
Well,
I
Ithaca,
feel like they did that like
so
5 or
it-
6 years
when
ago, maybe.
Ithaca shut down their location, obviously in Ithaca, they
Mhm.
moved to Dayton, Ohio, and Ithaca has still been around making shotguns, so it does still exist. They might be re-releasing it because it's like an anniversary model, but they are doing 1911 still, and they're still doing their 37s, both in the Deer Slayer and your classics, but they are being made in Ohio.
Nice. That
Sucks
is a
they
great
tore that
shotgun.
building down.
Yeah,
Ithaca.
Ithaca, Remington UMC,
Yeah,
Remington
I
Rand.
said the
It's
word
just
great
all
shotgun. You heard what I said. Yeah, great shotgun.
So this is what they I remember seeing this in the news not too long ago.
That's what's in Ithaca
That's what
now.
they want to turn the old Ithaca gun factory into. Just like Denver style,
modern,
like
Night
yeah.
tip should be-
Sopa
I
Soda
didn't know all
from
this
South
symbology
Park.
was
Remember when they
associated
like
Oh,
with
yeah.
when they like redid
Yeah.
like the shitty neighborhood around
It's
Kenny's house?
This is we're not. No one's gonna have like a house anymore. It's all just gonna be this multi-unit living.
hmm
It,
The Costco they're putting in over in Penfield, they're doing that. Like I haven't seen that
attached
it's
to Costco, or it's just gonna be.
it's
in the
like
same
part of the
plaza?
development. Yeah.
Okay.
Same with over by where they're putting Top Golf in, over by the original Costco.
Well, the
Yeah,
Henrietta
it's right
too,
by my
with
house.
where the mall is, or not really a mall
Marketplace,
anymore,
yeah,
but They have
All
all
senior
that.
housing, right?
It's senior housing that they're allowing.
Anybody? Yeah. It's convenient. I mean, the senior housing
Well,
makes sense because it's got the huge medical center there
Yeah,
too.
it's just it checks out. It really does check out.
Same.
I mean, Dick's Sporting Goods left. They're going into the Christmas tree shop down the road.
I was sad when that place closed. Christmas tree
Christmas
store.
shop, yeah.
I like that place.
You own nothing.
Real. Jeremiah says that the Ithaca includes the heat shield and the bayonet lug. They make like the M37.
Yeah, so an
model.
actual
Yeah.
an actual riot one. That's awesome.
That if that does slam fire, that'd be fun.
There's some. It's another Turkish import company, but they did. I don't know if it was Century Arms or TriStar imported it, but they did a 37 clone recently. It was like $550 MSRP. That slam fires. But if it says Ithaca, game on. I
Super
want
cool.
the. Have you ever seen like briefly made for Vietnam the Stevens? And they did the Stevens one where the whole thing almost opened up like in 1897 and then closed back in. I want
That's
one of those.
awesome.
Hear me out. A semi-automatic that slam fires.
So,
So a
so
machine gun. I'm just-
so an AA-12.
Yeah. So you want it to be open and closed bolt every single time, which makes it a machine gun.
I said what I said.
Yeah, we could make one.
Let's do it.
Couldn't sell them.
We could rent it.
We could make them.
That gun would blow up
Just
after
melt.
10 rounds. Yeah. That is so much force.
I still cringe sometimes thinking about how much abuse we put through our spas. Like,
Yeah.
we used to rent
Yeah.
that thing
Oh,
and like thousands of slugs because we'd
Yeah.
only shoot slugs in it.
Sure, that's all you can really do.
Oh. Then Sniper Dan,
hit the ground.
yeah,
Mortared it,
like,
right?
Yeah, fucking. I mean, he got that gun back in the fight. I'll give him that. But then that gun was done.
That's what happens.
Ah,
So sad. Buy a Benelli M3.
there you go.
Or an Ultimate Patrol.
I like how you started a trend on NY Guns on Reddit. Like we posted that Beretta, right? A300. And then like two other guys. Did you notice? Like I checked it today. And I was like scrolling down to see our post. And it was like, oh, we're posting Beretta A300s. And like a guy posted his. And then like A300 appreciation time. Like and another guy posted his. Like
That's cool.
That is
hell
cool.
yeah. Hell yeah,
I
brother.
did not see that. I don't actually browse Reddit. I just like to post pins Reddit.
Yeah. I only like going on r/public freakouts. It's my favorite. Just watching people like Karen's just like my order is wrong. Like people fighting. I love it. So Pat, have you heard of School of the American Rifle?
I'm vaguely familiar.
Heard of that? Yeah. So kind of cool. The other day he posted on that page saying, and like I don't know, this is something we haven't talked about. The New York City change where now they'll let non-resident applicants get their pistol permits.
Yep.
Right for New York City.
Mhm.
We still can't, like as New York State residents, we still can't carry in New York City without getting permission.
Sure.
But they'll allow, and supposedly if you get your New York City concealed carry, that works for the whole state. So effectively you can get a non-resident New York State permit now.
And then
You
you'd be able
still-
to, and then you'd have more rights in New York
Than an
State
actual resident.
than
Yeah.
you or I.
It lives
would.
upstate.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I
That's
can see that
perfect.
New York City people like outsiders more than they like upstaters. I could see that.
Clear,
100%.
why
Yeah.
wouldn't they?
Well,
So,
yeah, I hate New York City.
They still have to take the 18-hour course,
Sure.
right? They have to fill all the same requirements.
Absolutely.
So Chad, the Sotar
Yeah.
guy, posted on his page like, "Hey, if there's any New York State like instructor, companies that want to like trade or help me out, come down. He's in Maryland, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Come down and let's chat." So McCardle showed it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, what's it hurt?" Like, I make a comment on there, like, "Hey, we'll try." So he actually reaches out. We were texting the past like couple days. Super cool guy.
Yep.
And if it's possible, we're gonna try to help him out and
Sure.
go down there. The biggest hangup is you got to get approved by New York City. So we have to just like some of the counties require us to like
Present.
send
Yeah.
all of our stuff, and they're gonna go through it with a fine tooth comb.
That's fine.
And eventually, if we do get approved, because I told him that I was like, "Hey, like, see where exactly you're gonna apply. Like, I want to know the exact like precinct and licensing officer because like New York City is obviously huge. So like, I don't want to apply in this borough and you need that borough or whatever. So he did some legwork. He called and he's basically like, yeah, I've heard it takes like 2 to 3 months to get like actually approved. And I was like, hey, like, we'll go through the process.
We'll throw our hat
And
in
it's
the ring.
like,
We'll see
if
what.
somebody else reaches out that's already approved, like, go, like, no hard feelings,
your
like,
thing.
do your thing. But I just thought it was extremely interesting that one, like, now I don't know the process. If we now, as state residents, can we just like, almost like how you get your Pennsylvania permit, like you just show up, like, I already have my permit.
Right.
They do some other bullshit in the background, and then you just get your New York City one. Like, I don't know if that'll be the process for us.
Or better yet, how
Should
about
just
they just say, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
New York."
like you have a statewide permit. Weird. And I don't know. I didn't look into this enough to see if this was like a court decision that could be
Challenge
stayed
or
or
whatever. Yeah,
whatever, fucking legalese bullshit. I wanted to research it a little bit more, but that could open up a whole realm of possibilities. I mean, a good chunk of New York City you can't carry in anyways because it's a sensitive location, but still, there's a lot of places you can. Just be cool. I know some people. Like, how many permits do you have? I have a Pennsylvania, New York. Do you have any others?
Yeah, in New York.
Pat, do you have any others?
Mm-mm.
I know some people like got to catch them all. Like, they'll
Yeah.
get, their Utah, they'll get their New Hampshire one. I think it's pretty easy to get. I
New
so many
Hampshire's
states have-
constitutional now, so
Oh,
they
okay,
don't.
so- so many states have gone constitutional.
Right, then
know.
that's the biggest thing for me is like, the law changes all the time, even
Mhm.
in the pre-permit class. Like the other day, we were talking about Massachusetts. As far as I know, Massachusetts doesn't have a non-resident permit,
Sure.
but
Well, like New York.
they
Yeah.
do in fact have a
No,
non-resident.
really.
You're not going to get approved for it in all likelihood.
Sure.
Like
Yeah,
is the reason that most people don't know that.
hmm
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's out there, and it's constantly changing.
We have them up here. You can get a non-resident. I've seen one. You've seen a couple, I think. Like, you can get them, but yeah, they're very rare. Like, you have to go to the judge and like
There's got to be some very
have a decent
specific-
case of
yeah.
like I'm Soccer Sam and like I go between here and Florida
It's-
and like I
Yeah,
need it.
basically,
Like,
unless you have a loose residence or you're physically working here,
mhm.
then that's
Yeah.
like the only, like, you have to have some roots here. You can't just be like a PA and just passing through. Here's my $7. Thank you very much.
Chad from School of the American Rifle, he had said that him and his wife have kind of made a thing of getting all of the ones that you can get.
Sure.
Obviously would make sense, with what he does. And he's like, I have all, like, once I get the New York City one, like if I can get that, he's like, I'll have all the ones you can get. I think he has like 8 different permits from different states just to, if they offered one, he
just to
got
do
it,
it.
right? And he says, you still, even with all those, like, you'll never be able to carry as a non-resident in like Hawaii, California,
Illinois,
obviously,
New
like,
Jersey.
yeah, Colorado, I
Right.
think, yeah. So,
Yeah, Connecticut, New Jersey. There's a handful of places that.
South Carolina changed theirs. I heard they're in the works of changing theirs from
that I
being
don't know.
I know it was resident only for a long time.
Just depressing.
Yeah, it's a bummer, man.
Like I live in this country. Can't legally.
You can drive a
carry.
car.
Yeah.
Like, you can
And
drive
go
a
rent a
6,000 pound
U-Haul.
missile.
You know
Like,
what's crazy too is like so
Yeah, so only
we're in the middle of an election
for your
right
own
now, as you
property.
guys know, and one of the
So that's
things
not
that
changed yet.
that I've heard that people might not be aware of, as far as like the vice presidential candidate, Tim Walz, he actually was one of the things that he was like famously like proposing, I guess, was to try and get reciprocity between states like diminished, where you wouldn't be able to have various states recognizing one another
Of
as
course.
pistol permits, so that it would limit your ability to carry between states. So, like,
Yeah, it's wild.
counterintuitive.
But it's gonna help stop crime. It's gonna help stop all of these shootings.
because the criminal's gonna like, oh, okay, I'm not legal to do this. I won't do it.
Right. That is
That's
the
how the
nature
criminal
of
mind
being
works.
that is the
Damn it.
nature of
Damn
committing
it.
crimes.
You thwarted my criminal enterprise.
You meddling politicians.
By putting
You're
up
so good at
this-
what you do.
This anti-gun sign.
It's the gate with no fence on either side.
Do you think
Yes,
they just,
yeah.
Do you think they just do it to fuck with us?
Probably. Bread and circuses, in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, there's no way they
It's
don't.
the, it's the bully. It's the bully that pushes the kid to see how far he can actually go. Watch he-
That's
I thought you were.
Hulk rage. No, I was just trying to bully you.
What was it? The Deadpool match. I guess. Anyway,
All
All right, fellas, what do you think?
I think this Four Locos sucks.
Yeah, pretty terrible.
This was a local stream.
I think I'm also very sweaty.
Yeah, this was hot. Then. There's no air
And there's fruit. I have fruit flies on mine,
Oh.
and like I can only imagine how hammered they are.
So you should have drank it before.
Yeah. I'm just bummed out about
Stupid.
Facebook, man.
Yeah. Stupid. Thank you for the 5 people that watched this live.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
it'll
more of
be-
you will
you
catch
the
it
real
on
ones.
Spotify.
We
Uploaded
know who you
everywhere
are.
Joe, can you
else.
pick that cup?
True foreskin defenders.
Should we get rings and like
Calamari.
There's 4 of us.
Calamari
there's 4 of us?
What?
Calamari call.
All right, fellas. Y'all have a good night. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Follow us on X
Fight for your foreskin.
and Spotify.